Hello channel and welcome to Amsterdam. I said that in a very weird way. But yeah, welcome to Amsterdam, and due to a request from one of the comment sections from Emmanuel Selweger, I am here in the 777-200 long range in the Austrian Airways livery, and we are gonna fly this oversized beast into my newest obsession in the sim, the Orbx Innsbruck scenery. I was actually gonna fly it from Budapest, but I had an issue with my installation of the Budapest scenery, so I don't know why that was, but I did, and so we're flying in from Amsterdam, which is amazing, and I haven't really used it as much as I should have, so it makes sense. It's not a bad deal. Like I said, this plane is too big to fly in there, but whatever. That's what we're gonna do in this case. Let's just connect some power here and let's get going. Arm the emergency lights, turn on the ARDUs, and toggle light, wing light. Oops, sorry. And yeah, let's see if we can't get this this thing up on the road. It's a pretty standard flight. I don't remember where we're gonna taxi out from, but we're flying out of runway 24. We're parked here at E7, and let's see. Oh, parked here at E7, and we're flying out of runway 24, which is here. So it's not so far. It's a pretty short taxi. And currently we are getting the catering on. And I think actually, because this is, we're gonna be as fast as we can here, I'm gonna start requesting boarding as well. Yeah, I've already set up the weights and fuels, so we can just start programming this this plane. I do. Let's see if it has the gate in here. Probably won't. No, not a database. Copy the GPS. Enter it into here. Route. EHAM. Runway 24. I've saved it as a company route from PFPX. Load the route. Perfect. And our flight number today is AUA 79. I don't understand why I want me to open this, because there is nothing there. If you look outside, this is literally just a 5-meter fall. I think it's more than that. I think it's more like 8 meters. It's pretty high. I think the landing gear for the 777 is 7 meters tall. I've seen it at the Boeing factory in Seattle. I went to see that, where they assemble all the wide bodies. It's pretty cool. Let's do the departure and arrivals first. So we are doing the departure we're doing is the LOWI 1S departure. LOWI 1S, runway 24, we can execute that. And the arrival we're planning on anyway is the Tulsa 3A. Into we're not doing the R now, we're doing the local visual, and we're doing we'll look at that later. Flight level we're flying today is flight level 370, not 390. And proceed to enter the same thing, 370. Doing a flaps 5 takeoff. Putting in the takeoff weight. Just limits, we'll do a D-rated takeoff, and we'll do even D-rated climb. I think that should be fine in this case. Oh, I should have done that before. Okay, then we can go to the FMC COM to get the wind uplink. We can load that data, and we can execute it. And then we can go to the descent forecast. We can load that data. Okay, and oh, I entered the wrong. Okay, this is wrong. This is why it's telling me it's not enough fuel, because I entered the arrival fuel, not the release fuel. Wow, oh, that's a pretty big fuck up. We would have run out of fuel, which could have been fun, but you know, that's not what I want to do. I want to do the approach. So 18880. 18880. There we go. And then we can return to menu and go to the FMC, and things will be better. See, this is also why I was wondering why the takeoff weight was so far off, but see, now it's more in line. It's currently 2 on 7.2, and it's going to be 2 on 7.0 by the time we take off, which makes more sense. Okay, so let's so we have a V2 speed of 150, so we put that into the FMS here, and we can go ahead and find out that runway 24 is 238. That's the heading on runway 24. 238. Let's get the stars here. So we are doing the star. We're doing a Looney 1S. There is. Oh, it's so hard to even read. Initial climb seems like a flight level 60. Okay, so we'll put flight level 60 in there. Then we get the weather.
Echo Hotel Alpha Mike Airport Information Foxtrot 1025 Zulu weather wind 259er at 12 visibility 10 sky condition few clouds at 2500 temperature 10 dew point 4 QNH 1016 advise on initial contact you have information Foxtrot Echo Hotel Alpha Mike Airport Information Foxtrot 1025 Zulu weather wind 259er at 12 visibility 10.
So 12 knot wind, 259er, which is kind of perfect for us. Okay, just set up my track wires a little off here. I can tell that. Maybe my whole position is a little wrong. I don't know if anyone else ever gets that, but I'm constantly sort of tweaking where I'm sitting and stuff. It never feels right, which I'm sure it is, but you know, it just never feels right. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Start the fuel pumps, and we will get the APU up and running. Do the checklist too. Oxygen. Tested. Flight instruments. Heading altimeter set. Parking brake set. Turn on the flight directors and VNav. And I guess all we have to do now is wait for the boarding to complete. Seems like the last containers are going in. They sort of. Kind of surprised to not see any planes, he says, as there's lots of planes on the other side here. I'm using Ultimate Traffic 2 still, and I will pull the trigger on Ultimate Traffic live. I just want to give it a little bit of time because I just don't have time to deal with this. It just takes so much time to set up the sim and do all the things you need to do. You can turn off the wing lights, and you can turn off the local lights too. There's no need for this. Turn on the beacon lights though. APU is now running. Is it? We can turn that off, and we can go ahead and release, turn off all the ground connections, and go ahead and close the doors. And arm them. Passenger signs. Yeah, MCP set. Takeoff speeds are set. CDA pre-flight is complete. Trim 3.25. Doesn't move yet because we don't have anything running, right? But if we turn on the hydraulic pumps, we should have it. Yeah, see, 3.25. We can also disconnect the jetway. And taxi and takeoff briefing is sort of complete. So what we will do is once we push back here, we'll push back and we'll turn to the left, and we'll probably taxi up to A14 all the way down this track, and we'll intercept here and take off this way. Okay, so we'll request a pushback with nose left, tail right. Anti-S not needed. Recall.
Flight deck, this is Grant.
Checked.
Stand by for pushback.
I think we should do this after we just get the engine started.
Departure check is complete. Nose gear steering disconnected for push. Release parking brakes. Okay, here we go. All clear behind the aircraft. Safe to start engines at your discretion. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Off we go. Okay. Let's start with the right engine first. We'll put it to start here. And I don't know, we're getting a bit of a stutter freeze here. Okay. I like to wait until the N1 reaches like 2, but I know that that's not necessary before I add the fuel. Oops. love the landing gear of the 777. It's so cool. The 6-wheel bogies are really, really neat. You see it next to a 330 and it just looks... the 330 just looks sort of bogus compared to it, I think. Yeah, we got thrust.
Set parking brakes, please.
Go ahead, do the second starter. And add the fuel.
Unlocking gear. Nose wheel steering connected. Pins removed. Tow vehicle disconnected.
Beacon nav lights are on. Sure, that's cool. It's so easy to fly this 777. It's so weird to me sometimes how easy it is to fly it. Because everything's kind of hands itself. The generators are already on. It just easily switches between one to the other.
The aircraft left and right.
Very, very neat. Okay, so we have a good start. We can turn on the packs. Turn on the electric pumps and go ahead and turn on the taxi light and the strobe. Okay, I'm bringing back the checklist. Before taxi. Motor brake goes to RTO, flight controls. That is flight controls. Full left, full right, full up, full down, full right rudder, full left rudder. But this is weird that the... oh yeah, it's because it's hidden. Because it's hidden, it doesn't move. Okay, cool. Got worried there for a second. It wasn't that I had some sort of controls issue. Okay, we can. Well, yeah, then we have left. Checked and ground movement is clear, and we are good to taxi. That flaps 5. And we start taxi towards the runway. I'm not going to ask ATC to do this because they're just going to send us the wrong way. But we're going to go up here, take the first right. So let's resize this so I can actually see somewhat what I'm doing, even though I can't see it perfectly. So we're coming around here now. I'm gonna go around here and continue down to about there. She sure is magnificent. Yeah, so that's not runway 24. This is runway 24. Got confused there for a second. Really good scenery by Flytampas. This. I had to turn off all the options because I was getting really frame rate issues here. So this is with everything off. It still looks like this. I think one of my favorite thing about Flytampas is their runway textures. They just look so good. Their runways and taxiways look so good. So when we take off, we're pretty much going to go straight to the left, it seems. Yeah, reverse course, pretty much. I'm gonna do the first part manual for sure. Until we get at least until we get up to Ivlet and that area there. Okay. So that's runway 24, and the windsock is showing us that we pretty much have a tailwind, which is completely odd compared to what Addons told us. Okay, turn on the transponder, turn on the traffic, we'll put weather on both sides since we are in the Netherlands and there is no terrain. Arm the auto throttle. Okay. Start the timer. And we'll do a little ding. Landing lights. Up to 40%, 40 and 1, and we'll see if we have stable engines. We go Toga. Bring the throttles all the way forward, and off we go. Yeah, okay, let's be past our rotate speed. So you get for just faffing around with the camera. Gear up. I might be off the turn and everything here, but I just want to see this departure from the outside. Oh, man. It's hard to fly this manual and do this at the same time, but man, it's... Get that view, guys. Okay. Keep climbing here. Okay, we're way above our speed restriction. Okay. Let's turn on the autopilot. We can actually enjoy the view. Wow. So fun. You see all the canals and everything down Holland. It's a weird country, man, with all these canals. It really is a lot of them, huh? Look at that. It's like crisscrossing the entire landscape. It would be cool if there was some sort of logic in the terrain tiles and the water mask, so you could sort of have it interact more realistically with the water. Just looks a little bit odd to me the way that works today. $37,000 feet. Here we go. Checklist complete, everything good. Yeah, I think everything's good. Before I've been having issues with the brakes getting hot, but I think that's been my pedals have been not properly configured, and my right brake has been like slightly on, which in this plane means very hot brakes when you try and take off. So I have to fly with the gear out for them to cool down. It's kind of neat the way it's simulated. Very neat, but not realistic. Okay, everything's working. The packs are on. Fuel's pumping. It's all good. check out this cool city. I wonder what city that is. That's very, very neat. This star-shaped fort. Pretty cool. Yeah, okay, so we're above 10,000 feet at this point. We can take off our landing lights. And we can go to standard barometric pressure. And we can release our passengers. I should update my camera view here. Actually, this is a bit more correct, I think. A little higher than what it was. Once we get to our cruise altitude, I will put on some time compression. But before we do that, actually, I think it's smart to just get started on planning our descent. Innsbruck. Innsbruck. So, let's see what we have here. We are coming in the Tulsa 38 approach, which is this one, Tulsi, and it basically goes down to Rottenberg, at which point we turn right and we start our approach into runway 8. Yeah, we're not doing this one, we're doing this one east. Kind of weird, actually, that we're doing that since we're coming. Well, we're coming from the north, I guess. Anyway, so we're going into Rottenberg. And then we're going to head on down towards this localizer. Maybe talking out of my butt right now because I'm a little bit unsure what I'm going to do. Yeah. This is us. We're coming into Rottenberg, at which point we're going to go heading to 110. We're going to pick up this localizer at EHAM, the loc DME, and at that point, when we reach the bottom of that one, we will follow this one. We'll go down at 4.2 DME. We're going to turn left to heading at 230, go towards the mountain, follow the mountain around, look for the church axams, then do our weird turn into land here. Whew. It's really something. Yeah, 3.5 DME is when we're going to do the turn, and 3.5 the DME is from this one to 111.1. But before that, you know, we're going to do, yeah, we're doing this one. Well, it's the same one. 101.1. Okay. step 2 and see how it's done. Put it in. Yeah, so here's the Rottenberg, and then it's doing this weird thing down this way. It has just a bunch of points in here that makes no sense to me. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it to Rottenberg and take it from there. We're going to do it manually from there. And if you look at nav radios, yeah, we're going to deal with that when we get a little closer. Before we get to Rottenberg. But we're going to have to tune this manually because I don't think that the approach matches. I don't know why it doesn't. Like, that's one thing I really wish someone would make a video on, because I don't understand it, is how this actually works. How do you match up your charts with the planes? Because sometimes they really just don't match up to me. Like, they don't match up at all. And maybe it's just because certain planes can't handle certain approaches. Maybe that's why it is. Maybe it's because you're not supposed to do this in a 777. But I will try. And that's it for the climb. So this will be a really sort of interesting vast test, this, because I'm flying over. We started off from Flytampas, Amsterdam. We're going to fly over Envtex, Germany, even though there's no need for that. And then we're going to fly into Open Lands class in Austria. And probably even going to fly over... Where are we going to fly? Yeah, maybe we won't fly over Munich, but I have Munich in the area and also Salzburg in the area. So, interesting to see. And we're doing it in a 777. Interesting to see if we can handle this. We can pretty much handle anything. One thing I am doing in when in the sim is I'm having 1024 textures, and I am using only high LOD radius, which I feel really helps. Because the top of the descent is all the way over there. And you can see the Alps are over there too. So I think at this point there's nothing to do except oh, did you hear that? That's a OOM sound. Even worse is I started off this flight in Budapest and it wouldn't load. So I moved the plane from there to here. So for those of you who have FSUIPC, you can put this in the specific value and 024C S32. That's how you see VAS. And see, I only have 200 megs of VAS left. That's a big problem. I will go ahead and save this. It's the first VAS issue I've had in years. I have to say. Okay, we'll go out and speed this up, and we'll see if it can manage to free up some bass. I kind of wonder why it's doing this here too, because I don't really have anything in the area, I think. I don't think I've had an out of memory error in, I don't know, it's been a really long time since 3.4 probably came out. I've even been flying like to, so I own this, I have, is it Brandenburg? No. EDPC, the 29 Palms one. But we shouldn't be close enough for that to load, should we? EDDL. It's freed up some vest now. See, it's got 400 megs almost. Be very interesting to see how it handles Innsbruck. Also, you can also see I'm having some real, I mean, I have frame rate issues, but I think that's because it's trying to load a bunch of scenery and it can't because I've been speeding up, and it's trying to load the plane texture still. Clearly. See, it's getting a lot of blurries down on the ground. It's got a real problem with the aircraft at this point too. Flying without a fuselage is kind of an issue. It's pretty amazing, look how much more space there is in the first class cabin per passenger compared to economy. Just curious looking around the model. So these are, I think we can classify this as blurries, can't we? This is pretty blurry, pretty bad. But I always get blurries with time compression. It's not that strange actually. ILS 109.7, that's not right. Anyways, let's check out the legs here and see how the plans are descent for us. So it's gonna have us at Rattenberg at 9,500 feet. That's pretty cool. That works. I think I'm gonna fly the whole thing manual from Rattenberg. It's gonna be a bit of a challenge. Especially with OOM dings. I have a feeling we're gonna have a few of them. I was just recently flying to Barcelona with my work, and from Norway. I was kind of surprised at how many planes you could see, how close we got to so many other planes in the air. It really doesn't feel like you're that far away from them when you're flying past them. And it's so fast too, the speed that where everything's moving. I have to say, I can kind of understand why they're being so. Why you need ATC. Because you don't even see it coming. And all of a sudden they're there, just like woofing by you. At a real fast pace. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to go outside. Hey. It's weird here how it's still blurry in this location, but over here they've actually managed to load some sort of texture. 255. And the ADFs we're tuning is 313. Okay. Oh, we also have the 420. Okay. Okay, and there we are. We got to do this. But we are good because we're not yet at our top of descent. We're just close to it. We have 500 megs of AS. CP3 3.4 is pretty good at doing its thing. And I'm just going to give it a few minutes to catch up here while we study this again. So, we are going to the Rattenberg NDB, and once we leave that, we're going to go on a heading of 210 until we intercept the localizer. Yeah, it's just a localizer, it doesn't have any glide slope information, and we're going to intercept that at 9,500 feet. We are going to leave that localizer at Absam. So how fast are we going to be on? We're probably going to release 160 knots, so we're going to be descending about at least 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah. When we leave it, we will leave it at 4.2 DME. We will go to heading of 230 for a few miles, and we will take a left turn towards heading 264, get around the church, and do the final approach. And we will do this at I don't know what all these mean. That's okay, they're all visual. 3,700 is what we need to be when we fly out here. So we can be a little bit above that when we do the thing, but by the time we reach the church we should be at 3,700. Okay, let's continue. Let's get the weather.
Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, India, airport information, hotel 1050, Zulu, weather, wind 357 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition, few clouds at 5,000, temperature 152.7, QNH 1014. Advise on initial contact, you have information, hotel. Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, India, airport information, hotel 1050, Zulu, weather, wind 357 at 6, visibility 10, sky condition, few clouds at 5,000, temperature 152.7, QNH 1014. Advise on initial contact.
See, because this sort of, I don't understand how this works, because when I did this earlier, the wind going in from 60 or something. Well, guess it's changed. Traffic here to the left. He's doing a great job of freeing up memory. Really good. Really good job prepared. I'm going to keep the VAS monitor up here so you can see what happens together with the frames. You can see I'm not getting the best frames, but I don't know. I feel like it often happens when I'm sort of flying in when I'm having scenery loading issues more than anything else, that loading the scenery seems to kill the frames for me. So if I have a lot of things going on, my processor just can't keep up and everything kind of fails a little bit. Okay, so I'm watching Airline to Sims 777 course a little bit, and they talked about descending and how to sort of, if you get off the VNAV path, you can use this VNAV page to sort of just increase the speed here. When you increase the speed, it will be able to catch up the VNAV path, but it's on path right now, so hopefully it will stay that way. It kind of seems like it's nicely planned, actually. We just have 2 more waypoints here. So who knows? So you have Tulsi. It's not going to be at 9,500 there, but why don't we actually set this one to be 9,500 at Ruttenberg? See, now we're off the path because I'm asking it to go slower at this point, so it needs to drop sooner. So if I go down to VNAV and I set this up to 300 for instance, it should be able to catch the VNAV path. Last time I went into to Innsbruck 2, I noticed how great the open land class looked, and I guess what I didn't realize was that the land class around Innsbruck has been like hand improved, I guess it would be the word, by Jared Marshall. So he's actually gone in and improved the land class even more than open land class for the huge area around the airport. So that's why all these little towns and the mountaintops and everything looks so great in the scenery, even before you get to the actual package. So you can see here I'm still quite a bit off, but it's catching. Now only 700 off. That's a spoiler. We're back on path. As you can see here, we now path. And I can retract the spoilers. Okay, let's do the checklist because there's a lot we have to do here. Recall checked, notes checked, auto brake. Yeah, we'll do a full auto brake 3. I think we're gonna do here. Landing data, we have not done that. Init ref, and we will do flaps 30 landing. And the minimum is 3,700. This doesn't really matter. Landing briefing is complete. We kind of did that. So I guess you can say we kind of did that. Altimeters. Let's switch over. Already, they are set. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is fly heading 210. Once we get to Rottenberg, which is here, but we are way over. So this would be a good point for me to sort of tell you what I did wrong, but I actually do not know what I did wrong. But I think it has to do with the way the if you looked here, it had like 9,500A. I think that means 9,500 or above, and that's not really what we wanted, was it? We wanted 9,500. At least not 21,000 feet. That's way too high. So we're gonna go flight level change. I'm gonna keep the spoiler out, and I'm even gonna drop this to 250 knots. And we're just gonna bring this plane back around. It's not procedure, but you know, we messed up the procedure, so so Rottenberg's up there. Just gonna fly up here, fly over there, and then go to heading 210. Act like nothing ever happened. So now I'm super confused why that doesn't work. Yeah, okay, here we go. Localizer's armed. Okay, that's it. Then this should capture now, hopefully. Hopefully. Next one is the DME 4.2. And it's not capturing. Why are you not capturing? Okay, we're flying this totally manual then, I guess. I can't even get the DME up here. We can bring this down to 180. Arm the speed brake. Around 4,000 feet. Okay, we know that we have to go towards the VOR on our left here. 313. Just gonna do that. And that's something. And if you look at the chart, it's right after we pass Absam. Don't understand why I can't get it to pick up this one, 1.1. Feeling super stupid right now. Oh, we're on the localizer. Oh, lovely. Finally, okay, so we have the DME too. Wonderful. I don't know why I didn't capture that. That's so odd. We have the speed brake to drop some speed here. Miles. Miles, we should be at 5,500. That's about right. Doing not so bad. Beautiful Innsbruck scenery. Beautiful Innsbruck scenery. DME 9.2. I think we're right on track here. 4.2, I know the 230. I'm going to take out the autopilot at 4.2. I'm going to keep the auto throttle in. 8.7. Yes, lights, seatbelts. That's kind of important. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to take that out because it was starting to descend more than it should. I guess 3,700 is fine, but I want to keep it around here. 4.6, 4.5. Nose up a bit more. It's time to get those engines work out. 3.8. Okay, we're too late. We are doing a 230. Do a little bit more since we got a little late here. Oh, I forgot to turn on the APU. It's been running the whole time. Just realized that right now. At 3.5 again, that's when we're going to do our right turn at 3,700 feet. Okay. Roughly when this other NDB passes on our left side, which is in the valley here, that's when we're going to turn right. But we can also just tell visually because we're going to follow this ridge along. If I do this, we can see the other. See? Roughly at this point. Roughly to our 9 o'clock. 264. So next heading that we're gonna be on. I feel like we're a little too close here. Full flaps at this point. I see 140. That's our speed here. Okay, it's 3 point something, wasn't that? 3 point. Damn it, 3.5. And we can also see the church. And the church is here. This is the church. Just Matt Bellens missed the church. That is right up here. It's a pretty church. And 3.3, 3.4, 3.5, and we're going to do a big turn. A big turn. Big turn with lots of rudder. Feels like we're low here. Yep. See how big that turn needs to be? It needs to be even bigger than what we just did. And take out the auto throttle too at this point. Yeah, not safe. Okay, there we go. We're on the Pappies. Over the threshold. And here, is that a plane or what is that blinking light over there? No. Whew, that was intense. Okay, so in my last flight here I didn't do a replay, but this time I want to do a replay. Let's do 160 seconds replay. 180. Yes, this is just before that big turn. I was toying with the idea of doing this with the 747, but I really think that would be super difficult. I don't know if it has that kind of turning capability in it. Like, you can see we're just sort of like sliding around here. It's like way late. We're like a pretty significant angle here. There's a lot of momentum to change direction on. A lot of weight that needs to be shifted for this to work properly, so I can see why it doesn't. It's funny, those textures they're never loaded, not even in the replay. Very odd. We did have a tailwind component here too, which is, you know, definitely less than ideal. Touchdown itself was not so bad. Ow. It's off the center line. Hard, but I think that's not so bad, considering the approach that I had coming in was less than ideal. Look how good the scenery looks though, it's so great. Very cool. Okay, let's see if we can get some parking here somewhere. Flaps can go back. Transponder can go off. Chrono can stop. And here comes our parking spot. So I thought that would be our parking, but I guess not. Gate. gonna take this gate because I'm not gonna sit around here and wait for some plane to leave that never, probably maybe never will leave. So when you taxi to 777, you wait for things to be sort of almost 90 degrees to your left, and then you turn. At least that's what I'm led to believe. And we're gonna taxi in like this. Right by the arrivals. And we're gonna stop it there. Parking brakes on. Engines can go off. And there we are. Way too big for this location, but that's kind of what we were trying to do, right? That looks really, really cool. Oh, come on, load. All I want to do is like end with a on a positive note. But look at that, like we still have VAS left. I don't understand people who have problems with VAS anymore. I used to have so many problems, but it's fixed now. Like I've honestly, for me, that's a problem that used to be in the that's a problem of the past. I think if you still have issues, try the level of detail radius. That's what had the biggest effect for me. That and of course texture size, but that's more common knowledge, I think, the texture sizes. That's, you can sort of notice that immediately, but the level of detail radius really made a huge difference for me. It also helped me with the smoothness of my sim. So if you are struggling, that's something I would think of looking into. Customize airport positions. Yeah, I'm setting it to 63. Let's see if we can get. Whatever. Let's see if this will load now. I really just want to load. But anyway, I don't think it will. Something's stuck here. But thanks for watching, you guys. It's been a pleasure. The 777 is fun for me. I think it's a little too so heavy on the systems. I don't sort of like how automatic it gets, to be perfectly honest. I much prefer doing this in the NGX, where I could sort of control and understand and figure out the approach on my own. And you see here, I just feel like, you know, you mess up in the programming, there's nothing to tell you that you're doing it wrong in a sense. And I like doing these fun and interesting approaches, and you need to do them right. So anyways, but it really flies really great though. It's fun to fly. It's fun sort of hand flying plane. It's incredibly easy to fly, especially for being so big. Really like it. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. If you like what you see, leave a comment, leave a like, or subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.